Right off the bat, we meet our central teen duo, Tannen and Anna, clearly vibing. Plus, there's Tannen's ride-or-die Julio and his GF Cecilia tagging along. Their perfect bubble gets a reality check as Anna and Cecilia prep for Italy. Tannen, clearly stressing the distance, asks Anna to promise no shared beds, pledging his own loyalty. They finally hit the airport for goodbyes. Tannen's dad legit rich. Julio, on the flip side, is definitely from a more humble background. Talk about a contrast. But their bond transcended wealth, and with the girls now gone, their shared adventures truly began. Next, they hit Tannen's sister's wedding and meet Lucia. She's a total vibe. Naturally, they start chatting her up, getting a little flirty. As Lucia shares a sweet memory of Tannen, a surprising truth emerges. She's married to his cousin, Heinz. Even after that, Tannen and Julio are still totally simping over Lucia. She mentions her trip to Sem Beach, so Tannen just makes up Heaven's Mouth, claiming it's this super tranquil, secluded spot. But this tranquil spot is entirely fabricated, merely a ploy to impress Lucia. They ask her to chill, but she's like, nah, and they peace out. Later that night, Lucia gets a panicked call from her husband, who tearfully admits he messed up big time with someone else while drunk. Overwhelmed and devastated by his shattering confession, Lucia ends the call. The next morning, she urgently reaches out to Tannen, seeking solace at the beach. Lucia shares her location, prompting Tannen to quickly involve Julio and consult their friend Saba for the perfect, uncrowded refuge. And so, with Lucia along for a mystery ride, the trio sets off, their road trip soon unraveling intimate stories of love and connection. As night descends, they check into a hotel where Lucia shares a startling worry their girlfriends, now in Italy, might be lured by other men, yet Tannen and Julio's faith remains unshaken. They inquire about Lucia's own love life, particularly about Jane. Lucia grows quiet, having recently discovered Jane's infidelity, which has deeply troubled her. Later, as Lucia retreats, Tinian and Julio discreetly peek, not finding her undressing as expected, but discovering her in quiet, heart-wrenching tears. The next day, they return to the beach, and Lucia confronts them about why they were spying on her the night before. They proceed to ask Lucia about her romantic past, and she reveals that she had a previous boyfriend with whom she had been intimate. Lucia basically poured her whole life into her first love, thinking he was the one. Then, huge plot twist, he tragically dies. So, yep, she ends up marrying Heinz instead. On a trip, Lucia later delves into intimacy with Tinian regarding his relationship, a candid conversation that evening prompting her to call Heinz. She sends him a voicemail, totally dropping the "we're done forever" bomb. Immediately after, Lucia bolts to her room, just absolutely spiraling in tears. Consumed by her grief, Julio arrives, finding Lucia utterly exposed. Her desperate need for comfort ignites an unexpected, passionate intimacy between them in that vulnerable moment. Tinian inadvertently witnesses this raw intimacy, sparking a fierce jealousy that, when later confessed, deeply wounds Julio. Later that night, he corners Julio, absolutely demanding answers. Things get super heated, and Tinian just snaps, officially ending their whole friendship right then and there. The next day at the beach, Lucia senses the lingering tension, realizing Julio's anger stems from a fierce jealousy over her intimacy with Tinian. Julio's vibe is off in the back, and Lucia decides it's the perfect moment to make a move. Tinian is instantly like, nope, not on my watch, pulls the car over, and bails out. Lucia, following his abrupt exit, confronts Tinian, questioning his flight after their intimate encounter. She believes their mutual desire for her was the true reason for this trip. Amidst Lucia's questions, Tinian confesses a past intimacy with Julio's girlfriend, instantly igniting Julio's fury and another bitter argument. The fury peaks. Julio slams the brakes, kicking Tinian out. Witnessing the whole chaotic mess, Lucia, clearly upset, grabs her stuff and bails. A remorseful Tinian offers a sincere apology, owning their shared intimate entanglements. Together, they then desperately plead with Lucia, finally convincing her to rejoin them in the chaotic car. Back in the car, Lucia sets her ultimatum, no more fighting, or their intimate connection ends. As night descends, Julio grows increasingly uncertain if they will ever reach their fabled beach destination. As their destination becomes a fading hope, Julio veers onto a dark, unpaved road. Eventually, the desert eats their car whole, forcing an unplanned slumber party in the back seat. But plot twist, Lucia wakes up to a sunrise and a whole beach right outside their window. What even? While Tinian and Julio set up, Lucia was already basking until a friendly fisherman and his family arrived, sharing a warm, unexpected meal. His kindness extended beyond the meal as he offered to guide them to nearby beaches. Eagerly accepting, they soon embarked with his family to a stunning spot named Heaven's Mouth. Yet, this stunning location bore the very name Julio and Tenoch had playfully invented, sparking an immediate, shared laugh between them. Their shared joy carried them through a day of blissful adventure, until nightfall revealed their camp ransacked and ruined by wild pigs. With their shelter ruined, they opt to spend the night in a nearby village with the fisherman's family. Later that night, Lucia makes another call to her husband, already aware of Jane's infidelity, both past and present. With a final, tearful goodbye, she hung up, the raw pain leading her and her companions to drown their sorrows in a night of heavy drink. Amidst the haze of alcohol, Tenoch confessed to a secret intimacy with Julio's girlfriend, prompting Julio to admit his own shocking betrayal with Tenoch's. Julio then jokes about Tenoch's mother, a startling quip that gives the film its title, yet the trio astonishingly embraces these profound betrayals with unsettling ease. This strange bond deepens as Lucia plays a song, igniting a lively dance that culminates in a shared, intimate encounter where she seduces both men. Their passion spills over as Tenoch and Julio share a kiss. Yet morning brings a harsh reckoning. Tenoch, overwhelmed by the intimate night, rushes out to vomit. Julio approaches Lucia and insists that it's time to head home. He mentions needing to return his sister's car, and Tenoch adds that his parents will be worried as they had left without informing anyone. Yet Lucia, sensing their discomfort, calmly assured them they were free to leave, though her heart yearned for more sun-drenched days by the beach. As Tenoch and Julio departed, Lucia sought solace in a refreshing swim, while back home, their long-distance relationships would soon crumble upon their return from Italy. Tenoch and Julio kinda drift apart. Then, a year later, plot twist, they randomly run into each other and grab tea to catch up. As they're spilling the tea on their lives, Tenoch casually drops the real question, heard anything about Lucia? Julio admits he knows nothing, before Tenoch solemnly reveals Lucia has passed away. Unbeknownst to them, Lucia had been secretly battling terminal cancer, a burden she quietly faced alone. This hidden struggle was why she lingered at the beach, seeking solace and peace in her final moments. Shortly after their return, Tenoch and Julio diverged for their careers, their paths never destined to cross again, and so their journeys concluded, each walking a solitary path. Until their next chapter unfolds,